Hi and welcome back to our low-carb abode. Today we're making super quick and simple keto tuna melt patties. So we're going to start off by whisking together 2 large eggs just until the mixture is smooth. I love the combination of tuna, melted cheese and onions. And before I started eating low carb, the famous tuna melt sandwich was one of my favorite lunch options. So what I tried to do here was to recreate the flavors of a tuna melt in a grain-free low-carb patty. Once you have mixed together your eggs, set your bowl aside and start chopping up 1 small onion. You could also use onion powder instead, or if you're not a fan of onion, just leave this ingredient out. Personally, I think the patties taste so much better though with the chopped up onions. You can give your patties even more flavor by adding chopped celery or chopped parsley and even garlic if you like. Add the onions to your eggs, give it all a good stir, and then we can continue with the cheese. We need 1 cup of shredded cheese. If you have watched some of my other videos before, you may already know that my favorite cheese is Gouda. I just love the nutty flavor and it also melts quite well. Of course, you can also use cheddar cheese instead. I think a sharp cheddar would work great, and you could even use a Swiss cheese if you like. So let's add our cheese to the mixture, give it all a good whisk, and then we can turn to the star of the show, the tuna. I'm adding 2 cans of well-drained tuna. So when it comes to canned tuna, there are a few things that I consider. I'm choosing the tuna brands that are tested for mercury and that are also sustainably caught. Today I'm using yellowfin tuna, which I quite like, but just like albacore, it's one of the larger tuna fish and therefore contains more mercury than light tuna or smaller tuna fish. And I think that's why the FDA recommends light tuna over albacore tuna. And they also say it's safe to eat 8 to 12 ounces of tuna per week if you choose light tuna, or just 4 ounces of tuna if you choose one of the larger tuna fish. Lastly, I'm adding 4 ounces of softened cream cheese, and then I'm stirring this whole mixture together well. And I'm just using a spoon to do this, and this is our mixture for our patties. And now we're ready to shape our patties. So first I'm going to line a large baking sheet with parchment paper, and I'm also greasing the parchment with some olive oil. That will make it easier for me to remove the patties later. Shaping the patties is pretty straightforward. So for each patty, I'm using about a handful of my tuna mixture here. I'm rolling it into a small ball and then just flattening it out into a disc. And then I'll just repeat all of this until I've used up all my tuna mixture. I like my patties to be the size of my palm, but of course you can make them slightly smaller or larger depending on what you want to use them for. These tuna melt patties make a great burger with my keto hamburger buns. You could also have them for dinner with the fresh side salad. I think they also work great for a quick lunch or a quick snack whenever you feel hungry. 1 batch of this recipe makes about 9 patties. And once you're done shaping, the patties are ready to be baked. So I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I bake them for about 15 to 18 minutes until the cheese looks golden brown. At the 10-minute mark, I take the sheet out of the oven and flip the patties over, and then I just bake them for about 5 more minutes. If after 10 minutes your patties still seem to be too soft to be flipped over, just bake them for a few more minutes and then try again. Baking time can vary a bit depending on your oven, of course, but also on what kind of cheese you use, how much liquid is left in your tuna, and whether or not you add onions and other ingredients. But once your patties are done, they will have a beautiful golden brown color and a firm texture. And of course, these patties are super cheesy, just as you would expect from a tuna melt patty. So whenever you crave a high-carb tuna melt sandwich, try these patties instead. And don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments below. I will talk to you soon. Bye.